Hello, good morning. Good morning from Miracle, Sector 14. I'm just started on a very nice show for all of you. I'm Dr. Viprasri, and I have a 21-year experience in GI surgery, laparoscopic surgery, and we have done many cases. I worked in many places like started my life since long in Delhi. We have worked and experienced and learned many things. So basically started from Gangaram Hospital. We trained in laparoscopic GI surgery. Then also we have learned from Dr. Nandi. Our mentors are Dr. Chaube, Dr. Nandi, Dr. Adarsh Chaudhary. So many people have learned. And since last 21 years, I was working in different hospitals, especially the big corporate hospital like Fortis, and then Paras Hospital, even in I was right recently. I was in since last 6 years. I was in Aster, and I'm still there. So in lockdown, I came here. So I thought we should communicate with you. मैं आप लोगों से सब बात करूं सीधा. और thank you to Miracle. Miracle has given me some space to communicate directly with all of you. Here today, everyone must be have gone through some sort of surgical process or surgical knowledge. हम काफ़ी दूर आ गए. वी हैव कम अक्रॉस लॉट्स ऑफ चेंजेस. मैं एक ऐसा लिंक हूँ. आई एम ए सर्जन विच स्टार्टेड. वी हैव लर्न फ्रॉम ए वेरी सीनियर सर्जन हु यूज टू डू open surgery. Means laparoscopic surgery was not that time, and the senior surgeon, all most of them are FRCS. We have they used to teach us the open surgery in a different way, different fashion. Gradually, like you already know that mobiles has been upgraded, everything has changed. Life has totally changed with the technology. Even we have learned many things and we upgraded ourselves. I upgraded many things and I have learned many things which is going to help the patient. अब आप पूछेंगे कि what is the difference between laparoscopic surgery, general surgery, and the latest many things has come up like minimal invasive surgery. I just overall surgery was not actually minimal or laparoscopy. Initially, even a surgeon has to know the basic surgery which was taught in our school, medical schools. Like open surgery is a every person, every person is not like a same model. They have some changes. The liver may be in same place, but it has got a different type of anatomy. Every person present to a doctor is in different mode also. Like some patient comes and some patients are having complications, different age, male, female, different type of surgery already done, already complication has happened. So with experience, we have to find out. It is not mentioned. Computer cannot take over. Robot cannot take over all these things. So we have to take a decision according to the patient and patient's other comorbid conditions. Like patient has got diabetes, hypertension, or he has some respiratory distress. So it is a teamwork. Teamwork means it's not like the challenge for the doctor itself. It is a challenge for everyone. It is a challenge when we start. आपने देखा होगा flight take off, landing. Same is the process when the patient enter into the operation theater. Patient is in distress, and after some time, uh, we give anesthesia. So before anesthesia, we have to screen the patient. We have to clarify that he is fit for the surgery. Is fit to take that much of a stress or not. Now, what happened? Uh, if simple a person with some problem ailments, like normally if you take example of gallbladder, appendix, hernia, these operations were very common operation, and it's being done in every most of the time. You must have come across many patients. So initially we used to do with open surgery. Open surgery has many complications, many problem. Initially patient has got long stay in hospital. They used to take long antibiotic, and then after that the patient has long, even some sort of complication is not well, I mean, acceptable to the patient. So gradually what happened, the science innovation started, and with many gadgets started coming up. Many things joined hand in hand with the surgeon, with the technical help from all high-tech engineers, and especially the uh, audio video tools like screen, two-dimensional, then came the three-dimensional, then there's the light source, then energy source. Energy source means when you operate, we have to stop the bleeding. So there are many methods. Before, earlier it was you have to keep tying with knot, then it changed to coagulator, then there is a diathermy, there is a different types of energy source started coming up, and so the operation become quite comfortable both for the patient, for the surgeon, and very less bleeding is there. So when we compare with the previous operation of open surgery, that time it was I think it took longer time, and long incisions was given, and even we have to control with many methods, and we have to go through lots of lots of layer of the body, like muscles and skin and everything. We have to cut and enter into that area, and there was visibility was also not that good. So what happened, we shifted for the visibility part, we took the help of the camera. The camera has a capability of seeing even inside a hole. It will go inside and it will make the vision very clear, and we can see on images on the screen, and then we started working on that. So I will not go in detail, but I will give you some detail that how the open surgery and laparoscopic and minimal invasive surgery has tremendous impact on life of the patient. Fast recovery. These days, no one wants to stay for a longer time in the hospital. They want to join their work very fast, and productivity is more with the minimal invasive surgery. So what happened? Gradually, we started shifting towards the minimal invasive surgery. Now I will come to one very important common disease which you all must have aware, that acute appendicitis. You must in every family probably must have gone through this a difficult situation of acute appendicitis, very common, and people are getting operated for that. If suppose a patient with acute appendicitis reach to a hospital and they have pain, what will happen? They will start going through a process of investigation. They will go for ultrasound, they will go for CT scan, they will go for blood test. There are lots of debate also. Patient gets scared, oh, open appendectomy, it is is it required or not? Then another debate comes whether it is really surgery is indicated or not. These type of common question comes to all of you, and all my patient also says, डॉक्टर साहब जरूरी है क्या ऑपरेशन करें या ना करें, या ठीक हो जाएगी दवा से. See, the doctors are also not very much proactive कि मैं ऑपरेशन ही करूँ. अगर मान लो मैं कह दूं कि नहीं नहीं ऑपरेशन नहीं, दवा से ठीक हो जाएगी, अगर कुछ भी कॉम्प्लिकेशन हो गया, सपोज ए पेशेंट अंडरगॉन a burst appendix which people does not know what is the complication, he will land up in soup. He will land up in a very complicated stage, and finally it will cause a big difficult situation for the patient. I have seen many patients. I have operated more than I think 14,000 laparoscopic surgery in my life, and I have seen every type of complication. If the patient has not approached, not believed, not follow the surgeon's advice, or they modify advice, or someone modify because he get scared, or he become too much fussy about that. We really have seen that type of patient has undergone some sort of a very difficult situation, and they develop either some complication, and that burden comes to the surgeon. Oh, surgeon theek nahi tha, he has not done the right operation. It is not like that. Surgeon may be not much experienced, but they are trained. They want to do things at the right time. If any delay from the patient side in taking decision of doing investigation, you're unlucky. You're the luckiest guy if the someone has diagnosed the case earliest, and after diagnosing you come to the surgeon. He will take a right decision, and then automatically it will be done very fast. So uh, my issue here is that whenever you go to surgeon, you prepare, you think, you take a decision, you follow his advice. If you have any confusion, take another opinion. I never say that I'm the authority of anything. None of the surgeon should do that. What I think, you have equal right to go and take another advice. You take another advice with another surgeon, and you take a decision which hospital you want, but you have to follow it. Don't delay it, don't make it a complicated one. So when we come across, there is another tool which has helped us. as a surgeon, before I used to operate open surgery, then I told you initially we have learned high quality open surgery with a minimal incision. Then we came across the latest gadget with the camera inside. It has got advantage that it will see more of your internal organs, which was not visible by this one initially. That is very important. And of course, this overall case of uh, laparoscopic surgery has given added advantage of having too much ability to decide at the point of time. At the same time, we can take a decision, diagnose the case. We can see, at the same time we can see whether it is inflamed, whether we can do operation by laparoscopy or by taking another tools to be involved. We can involve another surgeon also. But I will tell you one very important point here, that minimal invasive surgery has the biggest advantage that it has less bleeding and more clarity in visibility. And the these days, because of there is a lots of mistrust among the doctors and the patient, it we can record the surgical procedure to explain in after operation or any mishaps or anything happened. None of the surgeon here are ready do want to get something wrong to the patient, but it is not everywhere it is that foolproof system. Something goes wrong, it is not the fault of the surgeon. It may go wrong with some instruments are not working, or sometimes it has some accident has happened during the procedure. So that part can be recorded completely, and that will help you to review the case again and again. So coming to few queries which is coming up to me right now, that how you do this surgery. We do this procedure, any procedure, like normally I am doing many cases of laparoscopic. I will enumerate many things, like simple cases like gallbladder. Gallbladder has got stone and inflammation, then you have to do that surgery. Then another surgery is hernia. Hernia, many types of hernia are there. And I will tell you one important thing. It is not very common. Most of the people are not aware about the hernia. Hernia are many types of hernia. Most common are inguinal area, means this is in the lower side of your groin. In that hernia, before we used to do operation by open surgery, and still people are doing open surgery. But here is a very good very important information to communicate to you. Nowadays the results with laparoscopic hernia is too good. Too good means, if you are a competent surgeon who has learned this trick very nicely, he can help you to do this surgery by small holes inside your body. Only 3-4 holes are required, and after that we have to put a mesh inside to cover the hole. Hernia, basically it is an opening, and so it is a mechanical problem. It is not a systemic disease, it is a defect. First of all, it is a mechanical defect. Defect means if there is some hole in your cloth or something, you put a patch. So same process we do in hernia, we put a patch. And how can we do? By minimal invasive surgery, by laparoscopic surgery. We visualize that area, we separate the whole area, we see exactly, we try to avoid damage to the tissue, like special structures are there. If a person with inguinal hernia who is not married, he should be very careful to save his spermatic cord for future reproductive organs to be active. And in that case, we must visualize clearly, define that area. We put a different types of meshes are available. We can slide that, and it is very fast recovery. Patient can start moving next day, 2 days, 3 days after that. He will even restart his activity, like physical activity. Normally, when we used to do open surgery, there was 3 months time. We communicate to the patient, don't go for physical activity, no sports, nothing, no staircase to be. I mean, it was such a matter. Gradually, it has been changed. Now, once a surgeon put a mesh properly inside hernial mesh, it is going to give a very good impact, immediate relief. Patient can start his activity as soon as possible, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, if it is everything is okay. And of course, this is a very important thing which message I will try to communicate. We should not overactive and we should not even try to develop some infection during that period, because if a foreign body is inside your body, you respect that organ, respect the mess, try to be connected with your doctor. You may develop some seroma or some sort of other complication that can be tackled, and you should never think that the operation is halfway done or something has happened to you. Every operation has got complication side effect. If you want to ask any question, you can ask me right now, but definitely you can at least know that which operation is good for your particular disease. Appendix can be done by open surgery also, but surgeon will say if he is not well versed in laparoscopic surgery, he can opt for open surgery. It is the surgeon's choice, because he has not learned the laparoscopic appendectomy and he is not having that instrument, or maybe he does not have support system in that hospital, or sometimes the patient does not have to sustain the laparoscopic the stress, because in laparoscopic surgery the stress is different. Open surgery, the stress is different. All laparoscopic or minimal invasive surgery most of the time is done by under general anesthesia. If suppose a patient has got cardiac problem, or suppose patient has got other problem like diabetes, hypertension and kidney problem, and anesthetist does not want to give anesthesia, full anesthesia means general anesthesia, he does not want to use a muscle relaxant, he does not want to shift the patient to the ventilator, how will operate? How minimal invasive surgery is not possible. So there are some indication, there are certain not indicated for laparoscopy or minimal invasive surgery. In that case, we have to follow the anesthetist advice. Even the surgeon will follow, and the patient should also follow the same advice to the anesthetist. Now, there is another very new technique which I want to tell you, because most of the surgery has changed uh, with the duration and with the efficiency of the surgeon to learn the new technique. Like recently we started one surgery called video assisted anal hysterectomy. It's a very common problem. You must have come across, many people have got constipation. After constipation, what will happen? He will start bleeding, maybe fissure up. It's a very common, fissure is very common in children, adult, female, especially the pregnancy is one of the factor which aggravates the fissure. Constipation aggravates the fissure. And in Oman, I will tell you, I have operated more than 5,000 cases of hemorrhoid. And hemorrhoid operation initially was done by open surgery, then we've shifted to a new mechatronics, and other company like Covidian, and even the Johnson Johnson's brought a high-tech equipment, and it is well available in India, abroad also. We started and have operated, and I have a abundant experience, and we know how to handle the complication of that particular disease also. So we started using the stapler. The stapler is a method by which all the hernias are taken out with a less pain. It's a very fast, and even it will completely transect the three to four hemorrhoidal vessels which are coming and making the bawasir or piles. So bawasir jo hai, this is such a uncomfortable disease. People are suffering and carrying on for a long time, and that can be removed with a single fire of a stapler. A stapler is a kit, long kit. It goes inside the anal canal, remove all the vessels, and stitch same time by stapling. By the method of micro clips are there, and it will staple that area. So that has got a very good effect, and results are, I'm very happy with the results. None of my patient has, again, recurrence is too less. Before it was having many recurrence was there. And the best part is that if you know the physics, if you know the physiology of that area, the physics is that if the opening of anal canal is a sufficient size, recurrence is less. Then came another procedure, and the same area there is one more problem which is very difficult for the surgeon also and for the patient, and and it's very unpleasant for the patient who has got a fistula, perianal fistula, bhakandar. हिंदी में इसको कहते हैं भकंदर, बवासीर, फिशर एंड देन भकंदर. भकंदर मीन्स एक बार कोई फोड़ा हो गया, एब्सेस बन गया, and then after that you develop fistula. Fistula is really a very, it is not only a bad stuff for the patient but also for the surgeon. So how we handle it? Uh, Before you used to operate, even in Ayurveda, in Sushruta, they used to do thread operation, because now what is the biggest disadvantage of this disease is that that area has given a very good control mechanism. In anal area, if you want to pass a stool, you will pass. If you don't want, you can hold it for longer time. This is a control valve is there. There is a control which is partially under our mental control or partially involuntary control. Both voluntary and involuntary controls are there. Suppose if by during operation, if some surgeon, or if somehow it has been damaged, that control mechanism is damaged, what will happen? You cannot hold your stool. You will keep losing passing stool every time. You have to keep pad inside your pant, and you keep doing all these things. So the technology has changed. We recognize this problem. We recognize the surgeons are really not willing to damage, but unfortunately this is such a difficult thing that surgeon has to opt for a new technology. We have to operate completely also, and we have to save the sphincter, the valve of the controlling mechanism. Many times I have seen that patient came with in a late stage, and multiple times the same place there is a pus discharge is coming up, and patient is not going to doctor. The doctor gives some antibiotic, he get relief. Every 3 months he comes, and 3 to 4 months he comes, and he develops some abscess, and finally goes back, and same thing happen. What will happen? That gradually every attack of fistulous abscess will damage, and fibrosis will occur around the valve. You are damaging your valve every time. So whenever there is a perianal fistula form, and a surgeon explain to you that this is a perianal fistula, please, I will tell you, just forget. Go get the operation done earliest. Many methods are there, and which I follow right now. We have upgraded ourselves the new technology called video assisted anal fistulectomy. By means, what does it mean? We go inside the track of the fistula, we localize the muscular area. We don't want to damage the control mechanism. We burn that area either with a laser or by cautery. We clean that area, we close that inside, and keep it open outside, and gradually you will see the results are very good. But here it is same results are same with both the open surgery and this one. Here the problem is that this area has high chance of recurrence. Means, if you have a perineal fistula, don't blame doc surgeon. It is the area is the problem. The diseases are difficult. It has got many types of fistulas are there, and that is very difficult to manage. But definitely the cost factor is there for video assisted anal fistulectomy, and that can be reduced by going early, and hand over yourself for surgery as soon as possible. If the surgeon decides, so it is already involved the sphincteric mechanism by MRI. MRI is a good criteria by which we can decide whether your fistulous tract is really mature or not, or it is involving the muscle. Then what I will suggest you that you please don't go for the open surgery. Please prefer video assisted anal fistulectomy. It is a bone in disguise that it has got a biggest advantage. It will not damage your sphincter, and the bleeding is less. The patient will relieve earliest, and he will go back. So now in colorectal area, this is a few very common disease like hemorrhoid and fissure, and what you call the fistula. Many other very common problems are also available, and that is for endoscopically we do, like we can go for colonoscopy to confirm, and we can take out, like laparoscopic colectomy we are doing. Laparoscopic colectomy has gone a little ahead with cancer therapy also, and oncosurgeon also uses this laparoscopic method. Same time, gynecologists are also using hysterectomy. They are shifting towards laparoscopic method, but all the surgical procedures are not done. All our patients are not fit for laparoscopic surgery, which I want to explain to you. It is the surgeon, it is a surgeon's experience, and is the team which we have to decide. Patient's life and patient disease is more important to cure instead of going for the minimal invasive surgery. The task is that ultimately the patient should get relief from the disease, and he should have a minimal pain should be less, and patient get relief from that earliest as soon as possible. Now we should come to some other disease also, like we have you know, uh, I have done many cases of thoracoscopic, chest. This telescope has entered, we can enter inside the chest. I have done many cases of lobectomy, especially for the biopsy. I will not tell that complete lobectomy was done, but it is a little advanced. Thymus is also been removed with this one. Recently, we have tried some thyroid surgery, and people are working on that. Although it has got a one only one biggest advantage, that neck thyroid surgery by laparoscope, we have to enter either through the axilla or from the mouth. It is just a cosmetic value. It has got nothing to, I mean, very advantageous from the open surgery, because open surgery we have to put in a long neck incision, and especially the female does not like to see that long incision which is visible almost most of the time, and if it is not properly stitched, the cosmetic value is little less. So people have preferred to go for endoscopic surgery, and the routes are there. Technology is getting upgraded nowadays. We have a smaller instruments are there. We can go from this side. One person will show the telescope. The other one will have the advantage of cutting and precisely going to the particular area. In the thyroid surgery, the worst part and the worst thing that is challenge for the surgeon, also for the patient also, that is recurrent laryngeal nerve. There is two nerves which is we have to protect. Otherwise, surgery is not that complicated, except that bleeding and hemorrhages are there. I have seen, I have operated one patient, and patient was fine after 6 hours. When I went to see the patient was eating and everything was normal. Suddenly he coughed, and he landed up within 6 minutes. He landed up in OT again. Why? Because in thyroidal surgery, the bleeders are very important. My patient was okay. He was okay. She was totally free from any symptoms. She started eating food. Patient attendant came to see her. Suddenly she coughed, and one of the suture material, or probably I don't know why, one vessels has opened up and the whole neck was full of blood. Then we have to shift the patient to operation theater, and we have to resuscitate the patient. We save the patient. Patient will we save if your team is ready and you are watchful for the at least 24 hours before discharging the patient. So many problems comes when you plan for the surgery, but the minimal invasive surgery which I am talking today has changed the scenario, and it is important for all of you to know what is the latest technology and what is to be done and how and when and where to be done. Who is the right person to choose? Gradually, what happened when things has upgraded, my interest of learning new technology, bringing to the common people. My physics and my chemistry at my school days has really given me lots of idea, because I was preferring to go to engineering side. So I have a knack of IT also, computer and everything has upgraded my knowledge. So what I have seen, I've opted for bariatric surgery. Bariatric surgery is a metabolic surgery. Now it has been changed to metabolic surgery. Metabolic is itself a different module. It is meant for those who are obese, and obesity is a big disease nowadays. Most of the people all over the world has 60% are getting obese. Even I am thinking that I want to restrict myself, my weight also. One weight gain is having many impact. It impacts in many ways to many diseases. Like a obese person may very fast to develop diabetes. He can develop hypertension. He can develop hypothyroid. He can develop joint problems. So all these events can come, and if you control obesity, you can get rid of all most of the things slowly. So just to communicate to you, obesity should be controlled as early as possible, especially in the children. If you are not teaching them, or you are not trying to make them understand that obesity has got a very bad impact on our life, it is going to reduce your life from 90 to 60 years of expectancy. Why you are going for that? And the comorbid conditions, especially the diabetes, sugar, and especially the hypertension, cardiac disease, everything goes tremendous, and it causes impact on the patient. So how to manage this obesity? Obesity can be managed by the patient itself, by motivation, by exercise, and the diet. There are three principles which is actually working everywhere, but because of the change of scenario, and especially you see in this is the COVID time, when we all corona is forced stay inside house for 3 months. How many people have forget to do even the regular gymming and exercise? So we have to go for another options. We have to look for the another options. we should know what we should eat and what is going to help to improve our body immunity also. Like in corona, we have definitely has enough time to, and so gradually what we'll do that normally we shift from uh, open, if open, suppose a person with a marked obesity comes to me, I suggest to go for exercise and routine exercise and diet control. If it is not possible, then we shift to the bariatric surgery. Bariatric surgery is also a minimal invasive surgery. It was invented earlier. Now we are doing with a laparoscope, and we just do many methods are there, many types of bariatric surgery are there, and it all depends on the surgeon and the amount of weight and the BMI, basal metabolic index, which is going to decide which type of surgery is suitable for which. So now coming to end, I just want to tell hello to all of you, that these are many factors. I cannot explain everything in a very short time, but I am trying to bring to you basic informations which has changed the surgical field, which has changed our life now, and you should be feel happy that now the days has gone when there was lots of pain and post-operative lots of fear was there. Now it is just like when you go on flight, you feel so secure, but there is a risk there, but you feel secure. You go to flight, you when in takeoff and landing time you feel little scared, but during flight it is okay, fine. Same thing is, I am giving example to almost everyone, that the surgical department is of same method. So anyway, coming to end, I want to convey my good wishes for your good health. And if you have any queries, you know my Facebook. You can communicate with me directly. Otherwise, you can ask me on my WhatsApp also. My WhatsApp number is very simple. 7 times 9 103, and I will always ready to help you, or to make a decision making also is very important. And I will end of the day, I will definitely say to you that please be very careful. We will update it for your disease. Try to take 2 or 3 opinion, no problem, but you have to think many things before taking a decision. Thank you all, and have a good day. Have a days ahead without a corona. In corona, another there is a limitation for the surgeon, because we have to be very careful now. Every patient have to screen before taking for the operation. And till then, say bye bye to all of you. Thank you.